Hey Sugar Snaps, welcome to the Textile Indie YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome in. My name's Brittany. If you're an old friend, also welcome in. I'm glad you're here. In today's video, I am partnering with JDiction ResinCrete to create some resin projects. And the ResinCrete from JDiction is similar to what you would use for concrete crafts or plaster of Paris type molding. So I'm going to be playing around with some silicone molds and the ResinCrete to make some projects. This isn't specific to textile or fiber arts, but usually my videos are fiber or textile related here on YouTube and on my website, textileindie.com. But today I'm kind of exploring something a little bit different. So all the materials that we are using today are provided by JDiction for this video, and we have links in the description below for the resources to this material if you are interested in trying it. Exploring this material was really fun, and I'm excited to share the process with you. It was super easy to use, the cleanup was minimal, and the material ended up creating a smooth and really durable product. So it's very nice material to work with, and the end result ends up being a high quality piece. And one of my favorite aspects of this material is that it's eco-friendly and safe. So it doesn't have any fumes or any chemical weirdness that make it dangerous for using in the house or causing any fumes or anything. So we were able to do this in my home, and it doesn't have a smell. It's eco-friendly, so it's not going to negatively impact the environment. And I'll go into more of that later in the video. But for now, let's dive in and I'll share some of the projects that I have made with the ResinCrete. Okay, it is unboxing time. I have our two very heavy boxes of ResinCrete JDiction supplies, and we're gonna open these up. So first up, this top box, get it opened up here without puncturing anything. First up, we have the ResinCrete complete kit. So I'm gonna open this up and see what's in here. We have some molds. These are some really nice silicone molds for different projects. And then the ResinCrete, we've got a measuring device, some wax, a bunch of pigments, looks like some liquid dyes maybe to put in the resin, some nice measuring cups. These are really handy with the measurement on the sides here, little probably gloves in these guys, stir paddle, and some sandpaper, it looks like, for buffing your pieces. Yeah, so this is a waterproof sandpaper in different grits. Next up, we have some chrome markers, high gloss liquid markers. This is another way to add pigment, it looks like, to our resin. Those look fancy. So another package of that. We have a full article on Textile Indie with more information about the ResinCrete kit from JDiction and steps on how to use the kit. So be sure to check the description below to find that. So my first project is a little jewelry dish, and I want to show you the process of how to use ResinCrete in making this dish. Okay, I'm going to test out the ResinCrete kit and make a little star dish. This is a little jewelry dish silicone mold that comes in their kit. I'm going to see how this goes. I'm also going to be wearing an N95 mask just for safety precautions. The ratio here says 10 parts base, which is this powder here, to 3 parts water by weight. So I have my electric scale I'm going to use to measure this stuff out. And I'm just going to dive in here. We're going to measure out 100 grams of this powder. So now I'm going to add 30 grams of water. So we'll just go up to 130 grams here. And the water is going to be harder to take out. So I'm going to try to do this. I picked the worst pouring thing in my kitchen. I'm going to mix it. Mix, mix, mix. I imagine you just mix this until you get all the powder mixed up. Okay, now I'm going to add some blue. Ooh, that's pretty. Pour this in here. Oh, lucky me. just the right amount. Now we wait. And the wait time for this guy is 20 to 30 minutes before demolding. So I'm going to give it that amount of time to set before I take it out. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes for this to set up. It feels pretty hard to the touch, so I'm going to demold it, I think is the term. Unmold it, take it out, remove it from the silicone mold. So I'm just gonna release the edges here. Ooh, it's still kind of warm. I read that the chemical reaction that happens when you mix the resin powder with the water creates heat, and that's what causes it to create the sort of resin finish. It's probably easier than I'm making it. Okay, look at that. Made a little dish. Cute little jewelry dish in blue. I probably could have mixed the pigment in there a little bit longer. It has some kind of darker streaks in here where it didn't quite mix thoroughly. For a first resin project, this is pretty exciting. And it's kind of amazing having a liquid turn into a solid like this. So pretty cool. I did end up testing out one of the chrome markers on my little jewelry dish, and I painted it on the edge here, and it makes a nice little accent edge for the little dish. This was super easy to use. It kind of goes on like paint, and it flows really nicely onto the ResinCrete material. So you can see a lot of application opportunities for the chrome markers on your ResinCrete projects. And because it comes in a set of 3 with the 3 different metallic colors, lots of different color combo possibilities. Okay, next up, my mom found these letter molds at the craft store, and we decided to make some letter magnets to put on our fridge. So I made a set for myself, for Bailey, and Mom to have when nephews and nieces and grandkids come over. For the letters, I weighed out the powder, the ResinCrete powder, and then in a separate cup, I weighed out the amount of water that I needed and added the resin pigment to the water, mixed that up, and that way I didn't get any flecks of darker color in the ResinCrete when I poured it. I added the dye water then to the ResinCrete, mixed it up really well, and then started to pour it into the letter mold. And the one that I was using was the faster, the 8-minute ResinCrete formula, and so I was working pretty quick to fill the letters without it stiffening up as I was working. So I did a set of pink, a set of yellow, and a set of green, and then mixed the letters up so we each have a combination of all of those colors. The last step for the letters will be to add magnets to the back of the letters. I don't have those in-house right now, so I'm waiting for those to arrive. But I'm super excited to put these up on our fridges and have these available for the holidays when we have the littles around. Next up, I made a set of coasters for Mom's house. I used her blue and white theme to make these coasters, and these are also molds that we got from the craft store. JDiction in their ResinCrete kit, complete kit, comes with several different molds for jewelry dishes or ornaments, that kind of thing. We bought separate molds because we wanted to do something slightly different, but you definitely can make the things with the molds that come in the ResinCrete complete kit. Well, it's been really fun working with the ResinCrete, and I wanted to share a few thoughts about how it went and the material. So we found that the ResinCrete is really easy to work with. It has 3 simple steps, a 4th if you account for the curing time. So step 1 is the mixing. So you're mixing 10 parts of ResinCrete powder with 3 parts water. Mix that up till it's lump free. Then step 2 is to add the pigment. The ResinCrete kit comes with 5 different colors of pigment and easy little dropper bottles, so you can just drop in your pigment, mix that into a full mix so that you have an opaque color, or just a little bit so you kind of have a marbleization. And then step 3 is to pour the ResinCrete into your silicone mold, and then you'll let it sit for 30 minutes to cure, which is another great aspect of the ResinCrete. It only takes 30 minutes for the curing process if you're doing something small, like coaster size or a little bit bigger. If you're doing something larger, it would take longer to cure. But the smaller pieces only take 30 minutes to cure, which is super exciting when you are on the edge of your seat, ready to see your finished project. Another aspect that we really enjoyed is that it's eco-friendly and safe to use. So we were able to do this in my living room. Mom, Bailey, and I worked on the project together, and there's no fumes, so it doesn't smell. It's composed of pure mineral extracts and water, and therefore you're not dealing with the chemical volatilization that you are with some other resin products. And therefore it opens up the possibilities of who you can do it with and where you can do it. You don't have to be as cautious around the home because you're not working with harsh chemicals. And our results were a smooth and durable material. It feels to me similar to a ceramic, but it bounces when you drop it, so it's not going to shatter in the same way that ceramic material does. It's heat proof up to a pretty high temperature and food grade, so you can put food in it. It can be waterproof, but you do need to seal it in order for that to be the case. And we have more information in a blog post below about how to seal your ResinCrete projects so that they are waterproof. You can use ResinCrete in place of concrete or plaster of Paris for the types of projects that you would use those things for. So in our blog post in the description below, we have a list of, I think, 25-ish projects that you can use ResinCrete to create. And it's a pretty cool list. As we were compiling the list, it was fun to see all the different ideas that we were coming up with or that we found other creators do with ResinCrete material. So check that out for some ideas if you are struggling to come up with an idea or want to try ResinCrete but need kind of a jumping off point of ways to use it. That's a great start. Like this video because it makes my heart happy, and subscribe and hit the bell to get notified whenever we put out a new video. Wednesday is tutorial day, Saturday is project vlog day, and occasionally on Mondays we do a work with me video where it's quiet with some music and one of us is working on a project. Check the description below for all of the goodies that go along with this video, including links to JDiction ResinCrete, the kit, and their UV resin materials. And that also is all linked in the blog post if you want more information about that. Follow us on Instagram at Textile Indie. We post behind the scenes photos, videos, and more content there. Lots of good stuff over on Instagram that doesn't always show up here on YouTube. So follow us there. And thanks again for watching this video. I will see you next week. Until then, happy making. Bye.